I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries. Wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why by the owl?
The owl is the time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is the symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
And why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is the token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
I am pleased to announce that there are 1,548 members and guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice.
Sorry.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare the second general session of the 2026 Wyoming FFA State Convention duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. Okay, now that we're settled in, how was day 2 of convention? Guys, I think we can do better. How was day 2 of convention? I love to hear it. Wow, that enthusiasm. Now, your Session 2 hosts are 2 faith-driven people and a dynamic duo. We may call one Grandpa, but he has a steady way of lifting your spirits and pours wisdom into every conversation. The second one never fails to make you laugh and can truly keep her joy through any challenges. So help me in welcoming your Session 2 hosts, Mr. Brendan Nagy and Miss Amy Peldo.
So, Wyoming FFA, how's everybody doing out there? Could you hear them?
No, I don't think so. I think they need to be a little bit louder.
One more time. Let's go, let's go.
Let's go into the base camp the base camp essentials because we have a big day planned in order to climb a mountain.
We sure do.
CDEs and LDEs, check. 2 Wyoming FFA state officer RAs, check. Proficiency awards, check.
Just any owl, Amy. He represents the ag teachers and the hard work they put in every single day.
Oh, so what you're saying is he represents owl of them.
Yes, absolutely owl of them.
In all seriousness, before anyone climbs a mountain,
They build a base camp
base camp is where preparation happens,
where skills are sharpened.
where teams are built,
And that's what tonight is all about.
celebrating the hard work you have already put in.
And recognizing the foundation you're building for the rest of the climb. Wyoming FFA, welcome to Session 2 of your 2026 Wyoming FFA State Convention. Welcome to Base Camp.
We have a special guest tonight, Laramie County Commissioner Gunnar Malm. Gunnar is a 6th-generation Laramie County native where he exemplifies strong local leadership through his professional work and dedication to the people of Laramie County. Help me in thanking Commissioner Malm for hosting our state convention and welcome him to the stage.
Awesome. So 1,548, did I hear that correct? That is awesome. So, like they said, my name is Gunnar Malm. I'm a Laramie County Commissioner, and it is my honor and privilege to welcome you all to the State Convention here in Laramie County in our beautiful Archer Event Center. When I think about FFA, I have to tell you, first off, I did not capitalize on my opportunity to participate in FFA, and it is one of my greatest regrets. But I can tell you that FFA is responsible for much of the life I have today. So my dad was raised in Albin, Wyoming, just east of here. He didn't have the greatest upbringing or guidance, not a lot of role models or people to look up to. And I can tell you that the things that he learned as a member of FFA allowed him to be an outstanding small businessman, a great community member, and most importantly, an amazing father. And so I credit much of who I am today with everything that you guys do on a day in and day out basis. I want to applaud all of the students who have participated and come here to show off your skills that you've learned. But more importantly, I also want to thank the parents and advisors who take the time and encourage their kids to participate in this wonderful organization, and can tell you that if you take to heart the things you learn here and throughout your years with FFA, you will undoubtedly be successful. So my hope is for you that you take everything to heart, try your best, and exemplify everything that FFA is about, not only in your daily life, but as you move forward into adulthood, as members of our communities, as families, and as parents. So thank you very much, and welcome to Laramie County.
Commissioner Malm, thank you for showing us what it looks like to be an FFA member and to have and why FFA is so important as we continue our lives outside of high school. We really appreciate your dedication to our organization and this industry. Here is a token of our appreciation.
Kind of having a bad hair day.
From sheep producers to manufacturers, understanding wool quality is an essential part of agriculture. Our next competitors have learned to evaluate fleece traits like professionals. Please help me in welcoming our middle school wool judging contestants, followed by our high school wool judging teams.
Your results of the middle school wool judging competition. We'd like to thank the superintendent, Whit Stewart, and the University of Wyoming wool judging team. Trophy and plaque sponsors, Dr. Robert H. Stobart Memorial. All right, and now joining us on stage, your high individual, from the Whitcomb FFA, Gentry Waldrop. Your fifth high team, the Worland Middle School B. Your fourth high team, Worland Middle School. Your second high team, the Burns FFA. your champion team in the middle school wool judging competition, receiving 4 blue ribbons and a champion banner, the Whitcomb FFA. All right, and now moving on to the high school wool judging competition. We'd like to thank our event superintendent, Whit Stewart, and the UW wool judging team, and the trophy and plaque sponsor, Dr. Robert H. Stobart Memorial. And now joining us on stage, your third high individual from the Wheatland FFA, June Gentle. Your second high individual from the Casey FFA, Ben Kuncher. And your high individual in wool judging from the Casper FFA, Trevor Campbell. To your team results, your 6th high team joining us up on stage from the Powell-Shoshone FFA. Your 5th high team comes to you from the Chief Washakie FFA. Your 4th high team comes to you from the KC FFA. Your 3rd high team, the Green River FFA. Your 2nd high team, the Casper FFA. And your champion team in wool judging for 2026, receiving 4 blue ribbons and a Wyoming FFA banner, the Wheatland FFA. Let's give another big round of applause for our wool judging competitors. Congratulations, everyone.
Here at base camp, it's important to understand the ground you're standing on. Rangeland is one of our state's largest and most historic industries. These competitors learn how to steward the land that sustains Wyoming agriculture. Let's meet our champion range managers.
And now, for the Range Management Awards, we'd like to thank Superintendent the Wyoming Resource Education Days. Joining us on stage, your high individual, from the Chief Washakie FFA, Zane Lynch. Your second high team in range management, Southeast FFA. And your champion team for the 2026 Range Management Competition, the Chief Washakie FFA. Team members include Zane Lynch, Breckett Tharp, Laramie Trotwine, and Dash Hart. Congratulations. Let's give one more big round of applause for the range management competitors. Congratulations.
Maybe. Does anyone know how to work one of these things? Oh yeah, I know some folks who can help. Our Environment and Natural Resources CDE competitors navigate challenges across to our industry, utilizing tools like GPS units, measurement technology, and identification skill. These competitors tackle real-world challenges, rain or shine, just like the pros. Let's see who rose to meet that challenge.
And now, for the E&R Awards, we'd like to thank Superintendent Trent Morrell, award sponsors, Laramie County Conservation, and travel sponsors, Wyoming FFA Foundation. For announcement only, the high team in the team activity, the Powell-Shoshone FFA. And now, joining us on stage, the high senior individual from the John B. Kendrick FFA, Colton Smith. The third high individual, Carly Robertson from the Wheatland FFA. Your second high individual from the Windy City FFA, Karsten Osa. And your high individual from the John B. Kendrick FFA, Tanner Lair. And now for the team results in the ENR contest. The 6th high team is from the Thermopolis FFA. The 5th high team is from the Paint Rock FFA. Your 4th high team from the Casper FFA. Your 3rd high team is from the Windy City FFA. The 2nd high team is from the John B. Kendrick FFA. And your champion team, receiving 4 blue ribbons, the Wyoming FFA Bammer, team member keychains, and travel funds from the Wyoming Rural Electric Association, the Wheatland FFA. One more big congratulations to the 2026 ENR State Champions.
Good evening, everybody. It is so good to see so many familiar faces back here at Archer for the second general session. Our first talent of the night is currently a sophomore at Southeast High School and serving as the reporter of her chapter. She loves to sing and plays in several different varsity sports, including volleyball, basketball, and track. She's very involved in her high school, serving on several different leadership teams. Please direct your attention to the talent stage and help me welcome Avery Teig from the Southeast FFA chapter.
Try as I may, I can never explain what I hear when you don't say a thing. The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. A touch of your hand says you'll catch me if ever I fall. You say it best when you say nothing at all. All day long I can hear people talking out loud. But when you hold me near, you drown out the crowd. Old Mr. Webster could never define what's being said between your heart and mine. The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. A touch of your hand says you'll catch me if ever I fall. You say it best when you say nothing at all. The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. A touch of your hand says you'll catch me if ever I fall. You say it best when you say nothing at all.
My name is Jansen Horniker.
My name is Carson Horniker.
And I'm Nolan Horniker.
Emmy is our sister, and she might just be one of the biggest inspirations in my life. She's not just good for her wardrobe, but her intelligence and so much more. And even in her busy schedule, she always cuts time out for me and my two brothers.
One thing I love about my older sister is how passionate and how determined she is. Her love for God and her love for others is more than any person that I've ever known. With her being a state officer, she has gotten to express these virtues more than ever. And now on this night, when she retires, maybe we won't see those virtues as much. But just know that we'll see it more than ever.
And as many of you siblings probably can attest to, I tried to find a way to make this about myself, but I figured this would be a good opportunity to focus on all of the great accomplishments Amy's had this year. I really came to appreciate the young woman that she's turned into. She's outgoing, she's empathetic, and she's the kind of teammate that I always want to have in my corner. She's a way of lighting up any room she walks into with her charismatic personality and her bright smile that brings a little bit of cheer to everyone around her. So to my sweet and sometimes sassy little sister, We're all excited to see the great things that you're going to be able to do. Wyoming FFA, will you please help introduce your 2026 State Sentinel and our sister,
Emerson Horniker.
Bring your tide and bring your shame. Bring your guilt and bring your pain. Don't you know that's not your name? You will always be much more to me. And every day I wrestle with the voices that keep telling. But that's alright.
Raise your hand if you love talking. I know I certainly do. Growing up, I always had to be the loudest in the room. I always had to sing a song, make a joke, or respond, even if people weren't talking directly to me. I always thought that speaking up or always having a response would make me look more like a leader. But that was until I realized that sometimes being a leader means taking a step back and listening to those around you. Being a leader doesn't mean that you always have to have an answer. It just means that you need the humility to listen to others and learn from them too. Listening seems like such an easy concept. You stay quiet long enough for them to say their piece, you think about what they said, and then you form a response. But how often do we actually think about what someone else said for more than just a few seconds? Listening to others and truly hearing what they have to say is simple, but it is not easy. It is so effortless to get caught up in our own trials and forget that sometimes the most impactful experiences come from listening to others and letting them confide in you. Let's each think about a time when someone came to talk to you and you were too focused on how it related to you or what you were going to say in response to truly hear what they were trying to tell you. What would it be like if we actually took a minute to try and understand what others are saying and feeling? What lessons could you have learned if you had focused all of your energy on them? During our state officer year, one of our first big events is the Wyoming FFA Leadership Camp. How many of you in the crowd have been to FFA camp? FFA camp was truly one of the most life-changing experiences that I have ever had. The people I met, the things I learned, and of course, the amazing food have all played a huge role in shaping who I am today. But at the beginning of the first week of camp, I didn't really know what to expect being on the state officer side of things. I always thought that I would have to know the answers to questions or say the right things. But as the first week of camp went on, I met a member who changed my mind about that idea. This member and I talked a lot during this week of camp. One afternoon, we were sitting down, hanging out, and we started to have a serious conversation. And I realized that it was hard for him to tell me some of these things, but he chose to anyway. And that was when I began to realize that just as much as talking is a part of being a leader, so is listening. So I just sat with him and I listened, making sure that he knew that I was listening and trying to understand what he was telling me. At the end of the week, I received a note, or what we like to call at camp, a happygram. And this happygram read, "I want to thank you for being a guide for me this whole camp. Your outlet of positive energy, no matter what, has made this camp experience amazing. No matter what, you have made sure that I was okay and were always listening. Words can't describe how much of an impact you have made." After receiving this message, I realized that genuinely listening to people who come to you makes just as much of an impact as giving the best advice. Leadership isn't always about having the best ideas or always having a response. It is often about taking a step back and listening
to those around you. Throughout this year, I have noticed too many times where I immediately jump to have a response without fully processing what the other person was trying to tell me. What would it be like if we listened with our whole hearts rather than just waited for our chance to respond? So, when listening to others, be present. Use engaging body language, allow for silence, and listen to understand and not to react. Then, when you go to respond, pause and collect your thoughts and be slow to answer. That's it. If collectively we can do this, we can each become better listeners and leaders. The value of being heard is bigger than we think. As humans, listening builds trust and connection and gives us a sense of belonging. So, when listening to others, be more intentional about how you are engaging with them. James chapter 1, verse 19 says this, "Know this, my beloved brothers, be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger." Leadership is not always about talking. It is often about giving others the opportunity to grow and growing alongside of them. Having the humility to focus on others before yourself often produces the greatest growth. So Wyoming FFA, take the time to sit and listen. You never know how much someone else needs to be heard or how their story could impact you.
'Cause I hear a voice and he calls me redeemed. When others say I'll never be enough. And greater is the one living inside of me than he who is living in the world. In the
Emmy, not a day went by that you weren't making us laugh and serving others this year. Your occasional British accent, frequent outbursts of song, and love for people made this year a lot sweeter. Thank you for bringing 100% Emmy to our team. We're better because of you. For the final time, your Wyoming FFA State Sentinel, Emmy Horniker.
Will the employment skills finalists please report to the VIP room at the north end of the stage? Earlier today, we recognized Wyoming FFA's Proficiency Awards. A lot of time, energy, and work has gone into these projects ranging across the state, from livestock production to landscaping and over to entrepreneurship. We would like to recognize one member who the judges thought went above and beyond. Congratulations to our Proficiency Spotlight winner, Marshall Dykes of the Gillette FFA. Please join us on stage to receive your award. Marshall has demonstrated exceptional growth, leadership, and dedication through his supervised agricultural experience in veterinary science. What began in 2024 as a job shadowing opportunity at Red Hills Veterinary Hospital quickly developed into a career-shaping experience. Marshall advanced from basic clinic tasks to assisting in surgeries, monitoring patients, and administering care. His strong work ethic and commitment led to his promotion as head kennel technician, highlighting the trust and responsibility he has earned. Marshall discovered a passion for veterinary medicine and set his sights on becoming a doctor of veterinary medicine. Congratulations, Marshall. Now, we'll award your Proficiency Sweepstakes champion. The Proficiency sweepstakes is calculated using the rankings of the number of gold, silver, and bronze awards for each chapter. Your 2026 Proficiency Awards sweepstakes champion is the Chief Washakie FFA. Will the chapter please come forward to receive your award? Chief Washakie FFA members finished with 6 gold, 7 silver, and 7 bronze placings. Congratulations to Mrs. Godfrey and the Chief Washakie FFA for your continued excellence in Wyoming proficiencies.
Now, the Agriculture Issues Forum might sound intimidating, and sometimes it is. I remember when I competed in this contest, I learned far more about pesticide regulations in endangered species than I ever thought I would know. Tonight, we recognize the true herbicide heroes of the Agriculture Issues Contest. Just like glyphosate destroys weeds, these members take apart complex ag issues with knowledge and skill. Tonight, we recognize the members that rose to that challenge.
All right, and now your awards in the Ag Issues Forum. We'd like to thank the event superintendent, Julie Volker, and Farm Credit Services. The award sponsor for this, Coulter Allen Memorial. Awards presenter, Julie Volker, and travel sponsor, Wyoming FFA Foundation. And now, joining us up on stage, your 6th high team, the Lyman FFA. Your 5th high team, the John B. Kendrick FFA. The 4th high team, the Riverton FFA. Your 3rd high team, the Thermopolis FFA. Your champion team receiving 4 blue ribbons, keychains, and a banner. Congratulations to the Snowy Range FFA. Also going a little bit out of order here, we'd like to recognize our second high team in the Ag Issues Forum. Congratulations to the High Plains FFA. Let's give one more big round of applause to all participants in the Agricultural Issues Forum.
Hi, my name is Brendan. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. My name's Amy. Thank you for coming in today.
Absolutely.
I only have a couple of questions for you for this job interview.
Okay.
So the first one is, just tell me about your work experience.
Well, I work at a feed store here in Cheyenne. I used to work here at the event center. That was pretty cool. And I worked at a little restaurant out here east of Cheyenne, so that's cool.
Honestly, that's a good start. Now, here is the most important question.
Okay.
What do you think about putting ketchup on eggs?
Ketchup on eggs?
Yup.
That's an abomination to mankind.
You know what? You know what? You're hired. Thank you for coming in. Although that interview was pretty good, we have some members that have really worked hard and have really wowed the interview committee. It's time to introduce our top employment skills finalists to the stage.
All right, please welcome to the stage in the employment skills competition. In 6th place, from the Saddle and Sirloin FFA, Presley Fitzwater. In 5th place, from the Frontier FFA, Reagan Allen. In 4th place, also from the Frontier FFA, Brody Medina. In 3rd place, From the Jim Bridger FFA, Reagan Erdley. Your reserve champion, receiving a red ribbon, a backpack, and a Wyoming FFA plaque. From the Riverton FFA, Tasha Kenyon. And your champion in the 2026 Employment Skills Competition, receiving a blue ribbon, a duffel bag, a Wyoming FFA banner. From the Gillette FFA, Christian Hoke. Would like to thank the event superintendent Allison Moore and trophy and plaque sponsor Alps Land and Cattle and CDE travel sponsor Andrew Hunt Construction. Let's give one more big round of applause to all employment skills competitors.
I'd like to take a moment to remember the Wyoming FFA members, alumni, and supporters that we lost this past year. Each of these individuals made an impact on our chapters, communities, and on the lives of those around them. Their dedication and leadership will continue to inspire as we carry on their legacy. Let us reflect on their contributions, the memories we shared, and the ways that they shaped Wyoming FFA. Please join me in a moment of silence for these individuals that we lost this past year. As we continue our journey tonight, it's important to recognize that climbing a mountain doesn't just require climbers. It's about the people who help make the climb possible. Just like base camp supports every other step of the ascent, there are individuals whose guidance, dedication, and support help Wyoming FFA reach new heights. Tonight, we have the honor of recognizing these outstanding individuals through the Honorary State FFA degree. This degree is awarded to outstanding people who have made outstanding contributions to agriculture education and FFA, providing guidance and support that strengthens our organization.
It is always an honor to receive honorary members into the FFA. The purpose of this ceremony is to recognize from time to time the efforts of others made on our behalf. Madam Secretary, would you please read the section of the National Constitution which provides for honorary membership?
Honorary membership, farmers, school superintendents, principals, members of boards of education, chapter advisors, teachers, staff members in agriculture, education, business people, and others who are helping to advance agriculture, education, and the FFA, and who have rendered outstanding service may be elected to honorary membership by a majority vote of the members present at any regular meeting or convention.
Will the candidates please rise?
Parliamentary procedure is a symbol of democracy. People must combine their efforts into a cooperative system to arrive at group decisions in an orderly manner. Parliamentary procedure offers this system. I welcome you to membership.
I welcome you as friends of the FFA. It is my privilege as Sentinel to extend to each of you the symbolic handclasp of friendship and brotherhood.
As reporter, I am pleased to inform you that the FFA is a national youth organization whose purpose is to develop agricultural leaders. Welcome to membership.
Your contribution as a useful citizen in our democracy serves as an example for our members to follow. As treasurer, I welcome you to our organization.
The FFA needs counsel and guidance from recognized leaders. It is my pleasure as secretary to add your names to our roll of honorary members.
As vice president, I welcome you to the FFA. I would inform you that our members learn to appreciate the dignity of labor. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much.
On behalf of every member, I wish to say we are proud to have you as honorary members. May this affiliation prove valuable to all. I impress upon you that we look to you for counsel and guidance. It is because of the great respect we have for you that you have been elected to honorary membership. May we always cooperate for the benefit of all. I now confer upon you honorary membership in the Wyoming FFA and present to you this token of membership. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy a short video while recipients make their way backstage.
When I graduate from college, I am excited to teach middle school and high school kids about the farming industry and the cattle industry.
I teach an elective, so it's really nice to be able to share something that the kids really enjoy. When they're in my class, it's their passion, it's something that they want to go into a career with, and it's just super awesome to see their smiling faces every day. But I really do just have a passion for agriculture in general, so being able to share that in every facet has been super nice with those kids. Even though I didn't grow up directly on a farm or a ranch, I still had that passion, and I wanted to share that with other kids who maybe didn't grow up on a farm or ranch but had an interest in it. And I don't want people to have that mind block of, well, I didn't grow up doing it, so I can't do it now, because we kind of are able to pave that path. So I want those kids to be able to have the resources to pave the path that they want for themselves, regardless of how they grew up.
Dr. Elizabeth Moore is a faculty member in the Plant Sciences Department at the University of Wyoming, where she works in agronomy and crop science education. She serves as the superintendent of the Agronomy Career Development event, helping design and host the contest each year. Through her work, she provides students with the opportunity to apply their knowledge in soils, crops, and plant science in a competitive, hands-on setting. Her continued involvement helps strengthen agronomy education and supports Wyoming FFA members as they develop technical skills in plant science. C.R. O'Hara was the Ag and Equine Facility Managers at Laramie County Community College from 2019 through 2025. During his 5 years at LCCC, he played a vital role in hosting state livestock and horse judging contests. From setting up tables, chairs, and panels to preparing and cleaning the facility, he ensured everything was ready for students to compete. He also assisted with transporting horses and livestock and supported contest operations in countless ways. No matter the task, he approached it with a positive attitude and a willingness to go above and beyond. His behind-the-scenes contributions helped create meaningful experiences for FFA members across the state. Alicia Myers serves as assistant advisor for the Gillette FFA chapter at Campbell County High School, where she plays an active role in developing student leaders. As co-coach of the parliamentary procedure team and trainer for speaking LDEs, she helps students build technical skills, confidence, and teamwork. Alicia is known by her students as a patient and dependable mentor who is genuinely invested in their success. Outside the classroom, she's a producer for Coal Country Livestock in Gillette, where she provides students with hands-on experience in animal husbandry, project management, budgeting, and livestock exhibition. Wyoming Ag in the Classroom is a nonprofit dedicated to helping students understand the state's agriculture and natural resources through science-based, real-world education. Through programs like Wild Wonders, they provide free, ready-to-use curriculum and resources for classrooms across the state, reaching students in all 23 counties. Their work helps young people better understand Wyoming's core industries and their role in the state's economy. They also partner with Wyoming FFA during state convention, developing lesson plans and coordinating the FFA in the classroom program, connecting FFA members with Cheyenne elementary students for hands-on learning. The Burnett family operates one of the largest dairy operations in Wyoming. What began as a traditional farming and ranching operation has grown into a modern dairy that milks more than 6,000 cows each day. Their operation plays a significant role in the region's agricultural economy, supplying milk that is processed into dairy products distributed across the country. They also work with Wyoming FFA to provide tours of their operation, giving students a first-hand look at modern dairy production. Through their innovation, scale, and commitment to agriculture, the Burnett family represents the evolving future of Wyoming agriculture while staying rooted in its traditions. Will the speaking finalists report to the VIP room at the north end of the stage? Representing more than 700 dairy farm families across 8 states, Dairy Max promotes dairy through education, health, and community outreach. They partner with schools, health professionals, and communities to share the nutritional benefits of dairy and support the next generation. Their work in school wellness, student nutrition, and agricultural advocacy helps connect students to agriculture in practical, real-world ways. In Wyoming, Dairy Max supports FFA through program involvement, coordinating dairy tours for state convention attendees, and donating ice cream to events like Wyoming FFA Welcome Dinner each year. Ms. Westerman is the ag teacher and FFA advisor at Encampment K-12 School in Encampment, Wyoming. She was a member of Saratoga FFA and Encampment FFA in high school. She was highly involved in FFA, showing horses, pigs, and competing at multiple state FFA events. After high school, she attended LCCC and later Texas Tech University. Ms. Westerman taught ag at Texas for 5 years before moving back to Wyoming, where she took over the program in Encampment. Ms. Westerman has been instrumental in growing the program in Encampment and helping students achieve recognition at the state and national level. Darren Heslop has served as principal of Green River High School for the past 6 years. During that time, he has been a strong supporter of agricultural education, ensuring CTE programs, and especially FFA, remain accessible and relevant for all students. He has supported countless chapter activities, events, and initiatives, consistently working to secure resources, encourage student involvement, and strengthen community connections. His leadership has helped increase program visibility, build partnerships with local agricultural businesses, and expand opportunities for students. Dr. Frank Hodnett serves as an adult member of the Wyoming FFA State Officer Nominating Committee, helping identify and select the next team of state officers each year. With a PhD in curriculum and instruction, Dr. Hodnett has spent decades working with young people through 4-H, agricultural education, and higher education. He currently teaches at Casper College, where he works with students in areas ranging from animal production to agricultural issues, while also helping lead and grow the program. Known to many as Doc, he brings experience, perspective, and a genuine passion for working with students. His continued involvement with Wyoming FFA reflects the same commitment to developing the next generation of leaders. Julie Volker serves as Wyoming FFA's liaison to Farm Credit Services of America, a key partner and sponsor of the organization. She helps in securing the FFA Convention keynote speaker each year, coordinating grant funding, and assists in judging the Agricultural Issues Forum Career Development event. Through her work, Julie also helps provide workshops and valuable information to the next generation of agricultural producers, strengthening opportunities for Wyoming FFA members across the state. Cody Stewart is a former Wyoming FFA member and state officer who continues to give back to the organization through his involvement in career development events. He began as an assistant in the Poultry Evaluation CDE and now serves as one of the superintendents, helping design and conduct the contest each year. Poultry Evaluation challenges students to evaluate poultry products and make informed decisions based on quality and market factors. Through his leadership and long-standing involvement, Cody plays an important role in maintaining the quality and consistency of this event, helping provide students with practical, industry-relevant experiences. For more than 2 decades, the Wyoming Pork Producers Council has been a powerhouse of support for our blue and gold. Beyond their leadership in Wyoming's $110 million swine industry, the council invests directly in our students' futures. They have become a cornerstone of the Wyoming State Fair, specifically boosting the breeding swine show with significant financial support that rewards the hard work and genetics of our young producers. From providing college scholarships to mentoring students in the We Care principles of stewardship, their commitment to agriculture education is unmatched. Amber Armejo has served as the University of Wyoming Extension Educator for Washakie County since 2002. Jointly nominated by the Chief Washakie and 10 Sleep FFA chapters, she has been a consistent and valued supporter of agricultural education. She plays a key role in organizing livestock tagging, coordinating youth quality assurance training, and overseeing indoor exhibits at county and state fairs, helping to ensure students are prepared and successful in their projects. Amber also creates opportunities beyond the classroom, involving students in community service and educational experiences, including an upcoming international trip in 2026. Her long-standing commitment continues to make a strong impact on Wyoming, on FFA members and programs in her community. Christina Becken is a dedicated supporter of agricultural education in Fremont County and a driving force behind the success of the Riverton FFA chapter. Since 2018, she has led the Riverton Middle School FFA chapter, helping ensure its growth, stability, and continued impact. Through her work and alongside her husband, Trevor, she has provided significant support to 4-H and FFA programs through their family business, helping students access leadership events, livestock projects, and career development opportunities. Christina is known for her kind heart, genuine connection with students, and her commitment to helping all of our kids grow in confidence and leadership. When Natrona County High School and Casper FFA hired their 4th teacher in 5 years, what students needed the most was stability and expertise. Ms. Reynolds brought both, along with a passion for Casper and the history of the chapter. Ms. Reynolds is an excellent teacher, instantly connecting with students, encouraging membership, and further propelling the Casper FFA to new levels. She teaches all grade levels of high school agriculture and serves as the advisor of the Casper FFA chapter. Ms. Reynolds is an asset to the ag education community in Casper and all its students. High West Energy is a member-owned electric cooperative serving communities across southeastern Wyoming. As a Wyoming FFA Foundation sponsor, they have been a consistent partner in supporting agricultural education. Each year at State Convention, High West Energy provides a tour for members, sharing information and insights that connect students to careers and opportunities within the energy and agricultural industries. Through their continued support and engagement, High West Energies has prepared Wyoming FFA members for the support of rural communities and the industries that power them. Receiving the Distinguished Service Honorary degree, Arlene Lester. For more than 25 years, Arlene Lester has been the go-to person for Wyoming FFA when scheduling events at Laramie County Community College. She does more than just find rooms to host our events. She masterminds the entire Wyoming FFA experience at LCCC, coordinating classrooms, logistics, and crowds with kindness and a distinct brand of dry humor. No matter how many times we change the schedule or need just one more thing, Arlene takes care of us, often troubleshooting conflicts and putting out fires before we even think of them. Arlene helped organize the very first mega Wyoming FFA convention in 1998 when we combined state convention and state judging into one massive event in the spring. She's been saving our bacon and supporting Wyoming FFA ever since. It is with tremendous love and respect that we honor her with this Distinguished Service Award for 2026. Congratulations on a fantastic career and best wishes for a wonderful retirement. Thank you for always taking such amazing care of us, Arlene. We will miss you. Courtney Yelton serves as the County Executive Director for the Sheridan-Johnson County Farm Service Agency office in Sheridan. A former Wyoming FFA State Vice President and Ag teacher, Courtney was a member of the Snowy Range FFA chapter. For the past decade, she has volunteered as a counselor at the Wyoming FFA Leadership Camp, giving her time to help develop student leaders across the state. She has also supported the John B. Kendrick FFA chapter in a variety of ways, including serving on officer interview panels and judging speech contests. Congratulations again to all of our honorary degree recipients.
I believe in the future of agriculture, with a faith born not of words, but of deeds. For generations of FFA members, the FFA Creed has served as a reminder of the opportunities and values within agriculture. In this event, members not only recite these powerful words, but they bring it to life through passion, understanding, and confidence. Please help me in recognizing our top state finalists for the Creed Speaking Contest.
And now the awards for the Creed Speaking Competition. In 6th place, from the Glendo FFA, Trabouter. In 5th place, from the Chief Washakie FFA, Shelby Lyman. In 4th place, from the Lovell FFA, Daisy Carpenter. In 3rd place, from the Frontier FFA, Landon Shea. Your reserve champion Creed speaker this year, from the Burns FFA, Riley Vetter. And your champion Creed speaker, receiving a blue ribbon, a duffel bag, a Wyoming FFA banner, and a $100 travel stipend and $300 prize money from the Wyoming FFA Foundation, and representing Wyoming at the National FFA Convention, from the Evanston FFA Tracks Day. Let's give one more big round of applause to all of our Creed speakers up there.
Everyone needs the ability to think on their feet and adapt to the trail ahead. The same is true for our extemporaneous public speaking competitors. These members draw a topic, spend a short time preparing, and then step forward to present a speech on a complex agricultural topic. It takes knowledge, skill, and courage to tackle any topic that might come their way. Let's recognize the members that elevated to that challenge.
And now, for the Extemporaneous Public Speaking Awards, we'd like to thank Superintendents Ty Berry, Craig Spatz, and Stacia Berry, the trophy and plaque sponsor, Burns FFA, and the CDE travel sponsor, Wyoming FFA Foundation. Your sixth place individual from the Powell-Shoshone FFA, Julie Marquez. Your fifth place individual from the Saddle and Sirloin FFA, John Sandrini. Your fourth place individual, tied for third, Taylor Hernandez of the Green River FFA. Your third place individual, Adocek Vasic from the Snowy Range FFA. Your reserve champion in extemporaneous public speaking from the Casper FFA, Trevor Campbell. And your 2026 state champion in extemporaneous public speaking, receiving 1 blue ribbon, a duffel bag, Wyoming FFA banner, a $100 travel stipend, and $300 in prize money from Hageman Law. From the Frontier FFA, Brody Medina.
The Prepared Speaking LDE contest challenges members to research agricultural topics, organize their thoughts, and deliver speeches through confidence and professionalism. In this event, members gain skills that will take them far beyond the stage, preparing them to be leaders, advocates, and the voices for the future of agriculture. Please welcome me in recognizing our top Prepared Speaking finalists.
And now, for your Prepared Public Speaking Awards, we'd like to thank Superintendent Ty Berry, Craig Spatz, and Stacia Berry, the trophy and plaque sponsor, Burns FFA, and CDE travel sponsor, the Wyoming FFA Foundation. In sixth place, from the Jim Bridger FFA, Eleanor Tipping. In fifth place, also from the Jim Bridger FFA, Reagan Erdley. Fourth place belongs to Josie Despain of the Snowy Range FFA. Third place goes to Tegan Campbell of the Casper FFA. Your reserve champion in prepared public speaking from the Riverton FFA, Danny Santee. And your 2026 champion, prepared public speaking, receiving 1 blue ribbon, a duffel bag, Wyoming FFA banner, $100 travel funds, and a $300 prize sponsored by the Northern Ag Network. From the Gillette FFA, Briley Stiver. One more round of applause for the prepared public speaking contestants.
Our next talent performer is currently serving as the parliamentarian of their chapter. This individual is very involved in every activity they take on, from their beef production SAE to the volleyball court. She can typically be found hanging out with her friends and plans to be an ag teacher and FFA advisor in her future. So please help me in welcoming Miss Autumn Henthorn from the Wheatland FFA to the stage.
Past 18, he was waiting for the bus in his army green. Sat down at a booth at a cafe there. Give his order to a girl with a bow in her hair. He's a little shy, so she give him a smile, and he said, would you mind sitting down for a while and talking to me? I'm feeling a little low. She said, I'm off in an hour and I know where we can go. So they went down and they sat on the pier. He said, I bet you got a boyfriend, but I don't care, 'cause I got no one to send a letter to. Would you mind if I sent one back here to you? I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy too young for him. They told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again. Never gonna be alone. When a letter said a soldier's coming home. So the letters came from an army camp in California, then Vietnam, and he told her of his heart. It might be love and all of the things he was so scared of. Said, when it's getting kinda rough over here, I think of that day sitting down at the pier, and I close my eyes and see your pretty smile. Don't worry, but I won't be able to write for a while. I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy too young for him. They told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again. Never gonna be alone. When the letter said a soldier's coming home. Lord's Prayer said and the anthem sang, and a man said, folks, would you bow your heads for a list of local Vietnam dead? Crying all alone underneath the stands was a piccolo player in the marching band, and one name read that nobody really cared, but a pretty little girl with a bow in her hair. I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy too young for him, they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again. Never gonna be alone when the letter said the soldier's coming home.
My name is Chase Rasnick, and I'm Kaylee's brother.
My name's Mike Connell, and I'm her partner in crime.
They say you don't get to choose your family, but if I could, I'd still pick her as my sister. Even though I've seen her at her best and her worst, I can honestly say she's one of the hardest working and most dedicated people I know. And part of that is due to the amount of Red Bull she drinks. I've watched her grow into someone who leads with kindness, works hard for what she believes in, and never gives up on the people around her.
I have the honor of introducing not just an incredible state officer, but my partner in crime. It takes a special kind of person to be a state officer, long days, longer nights, and more responsibility than most of us have. But somehow she did it all while staying kind, dedicated, and a little sassy. I've had the privilege of watching her journey up close, and I can confidently say that she is one of the most hardworking and genuine people I know, which is exactly what this organization stands for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage my sister
and my partner in crime,
your 2025-2026 State Secretary, Kaylee Rasnick.
You gotta find your people, the ones that make you feel alright, the kind you wanna stay up with all night. You gotta find your people, the ones that make you feel whole.
Who in here has been to a family gathering that just took the life out of you? Go on, raise your hands. Me too. Lots of noise, everyone asking how you're doing. Maybe even an aunt that pinches your cheek. It is exhausting. Now, let's switch directions and think about a time in your life when you just felt lost. A time when everything in your life had been derailed and you just didn't know how you got there or how to get things back on track. What kept you anchored? My Grandpa Gary was the kindest, most joyous person I have ever met. And he's the reason that I always enjoyed at least part of a family gathering. He was always the very first person into a room and the last to leave. And by the end of the night, there was never a person that he didn't talk to. He was a faithful man of God that set an example for everyone around him. And boy, did he love his cows. They were his favorite thing in the whole world, and he was never happier than he was when he was working cows with his family. When I was a baby, he was convinced that my first word would be alfalfa. After enough repetition, it was. He really was my very best friend, and he was always there to support me. So, when my grandpa passed away 6 years ago from a heart complication, I became a shell
of the person that I had always been, and the life that was in me felt gone. I was lost, and I didn't know how to get out of the hole that I found myself in. And I didn't seek help from anyone. I had shut down entirely. I had hit my breaking point. And I couldn't help but ask God, is it all worth it? Now, you might not have lost your grandpa, but what is the lowest low that you have ever experienced? But you see, when I was going through this struggle, my mom met me where I was. And she reminded me that no matter where I go, I will always have my family backing me to keep me from drifting away. She helped me shift my focus from the bad to the good and made me realize that no matter how bad the situation or how down I felt, I had my very own anchor. This entirely shifted my outlook on life, and I realized you need to have anchor points to keep you where you are. Now, your family might not be perfect, and I can tell you mine definitely is not, but you need to find your people. My mom and dad are my biggest supporters. Yours might be a teacher. My little brother is my best friend. Yours might be someone from school. Your adventure buddy might be someone from across the state. The point is, keep your people close. Because life is hard, and there will be storms. But family is what you make it. So make them your anchor point. The blessing in having an anchor point and surrounding yourself with people that make you better is that you can be an anchor for them. Whatever struggle you're going through, have gone through, might be the same struggle someone else is going through right now. When you're lost, no matter how far into the darkness that you might go, there will always be something to keep you where you are. You see, faith is believing in something bigger than yourself. And for me, it's my faith in the Lord. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all that you do, and he will show you which path to take." Regardless of who your people are, your faith is something that can always keep you where you're at. So live a life surrounded by faith and family, grounded by your anchor. Consider the littlest moments in life that keep you grounded in the love and light that surrounds you. And remember to use those moments as an opportunity to be an anchor for others. Let's close our eyes. Ask yourself, what is my anchor? Who is there to hold me steady when I'm caught in a storm? As you leave Archer tonight, I ask that you consider that. You can open your eyes now. Know who those people are and keep them close to you. Wyoming FFA, always hold on to your anchor.
In a world full of strangers, you don't know who to trust. All you see is danger, trying to find what you lost. You can't go it alone, everybody needs help. You gotta find your people, then you'll find yourself. You gotta find your people.
Kaylee, thank you for bringing love, laughter, and a little bit of chaos to this team. You have truly anchored our team, and we couldn't have done it without you. We are better together. For the last Wyoming FFA, for the last time, your 2025-2026 Wyoming FFA State Secretary, Kaylee Rasnick.
Everybody needs help. You gotta find your people, then you'll find yourself. You gotta find the people that'll call your bluff, who'll ride along when the road is rough.
Innovation is what has allowed us to climb higher than ever before. Our Agriscience competitors are asking big questions and finding real answers. These members are advancing the future of agriculture right here in Wyoming. The Agriscience Spotlight recognizes an individual project that stands out for excellence in presentation and research. Congratulations to our 2026 Wyoming FFA Agriscience Spotlight, Brody Medina. Please join us on stage to receive your award. Brody Medina showed outstanding achievement in the Agriscience Food Products and Processing Systems, Division 5. His project explored the effectiveness of rice wash water as a substrate for bacteria fermentation. Through careful experimentation, laboratory techniques, and statistical analysis, Brody demonstrated that rice wash water was not only supportive of safe fermentation, but also serves as a highly cost-effective and sustainable alternative, with one treatment outperforming commercial options while reducing costs by 92%. His work reflects exceptional scientific skill, innovation, and dedication, highlighting both his passion for research and his strong future in agricultural science. Congratulations, Brody Medina, for being our 2026 Agriscience Spotlight. While the Spotlight celebrates individual achievement, the Agriscience Sweepstakes honors collective excellence. This award goes to the chapter whose members together demonstrated outstanding research, creativity, and dedication across the Agriscience Fair. Let's hear it for our Agriscience Sweepstakes champion, a chapter whose individuality and fresh thinking are truly planting seeds for a brighter future in agriculture. Your 2026 Agriscience Sweepstakes winner is the Chief Washakie FFA. Will the chapter please come forward to receive your award? The Chief Washakie FFA concluded 2026 convention with a long list of Agriscience achievements, including 8 gold, 5 silver, and 1 bronze winner. Congratulations to the Chief Washakie FFA and Mrs. Godfrey for your continued excellence in Wyoming FFA Agriscience. Burlington. Now, we all know that during State FFA Convention, ag teachers and advisors are known to spruce it up a little bit more than we're used to. Well, it helps that we've introduced a Best Dressed contest. Today's theme was Tie One On, and now would today's Best Dressed ag teacher, Miss Kylie Carson from the Burlington FFA, please join me on stage to receive their award and show off your outfit. Outfit of the day.
We are grateful for partners who believe in the future of agriculture and leadership development happening here in FFA. One of those partners is Farm Credit Services of America, whose support helps make Wyoming FFA State Convention possible. Farm Credit Services of America is also the sponsor of today's keynote speaker, and we thank them for their continued commitment to our members and our industry. Join me in welcoming Farm Credit Services of America to introduce our keynote speaker.
Farm Credit Services of America is proud to support Wyoming FFA and the next generation of agriculture leaders. So with that, we'd like to sponsor the keynote speaker, and so today we welcome a true example of perseverance and character. A past member of Wyoming FFA, he grew up in Cowley, where he became a state wrestling and rodeo champion. He went on to become a 6-time national finals bareback rodeo rider, known for his work ethic, horsemanship, unwavering determination. In 2018, a serious rodeo accident left him paralyzed from the waist down. Through grit, faith, determination, and the true spirit of the West, he refused to quit, pouring himself into rehabilitation, ranch work, leather crafting, and sharing his story. He even returned to the arena, competing in the demanding reining cow horse discipline, providing that no setback can outrank resilience and heart. His journey is a powerful reminder to all that leadership is forged through adversity and that the strongest character often rises from the toughest challenges. Please join me in welcoming an inspiring cowboy and proud product of Wyoming, J.R. Vizane.
Stage is set for round 9 tonight.
So Vizane's going to finish strong this week.
Milestone bareback rider J.R. Vizane.
Splitting 5th and 6th in the average, number 3 in the world.
This is J.R. Vizane.
A bareback accident left him without feeling in his lower body.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to say a little prayer and take a deep breath.
All
Thank you. It's a pleasure and an honor to be back here. As they said, I'm a Wyoming native, grew up in Cali, Wyoming. Where's my Rocky Mountain crew? Go Grizzlies. As a former member of 4-H and FFA, it's an absolute honor to be on this stage speaking to you guys today. I got to be honest, when they invited me down here and hired me to do this, I started to prepare and I started to write some stuff down, and I was going to memorize something, and I quickly crumpled up those pieces of paper and chucked it out the window. I wanted to deliver genuine, heartfelt, and with me, what you see is what you get. So they did grace me with permission to not take up very much time. So I will try not to bore you with too many of the details and keep it as short as I can here. Although I can get a little long-winded, I'll do my best here to keep it short for you guys. I've been asked several times just today if I saw myself, when I was sitting in those seats 16 years ago, if I saw myself doing this. And I had to honestly say no. I didn't see myself here. When they announced me as a keynote speaker, that is a weird title that still is hard for me to swallow. Little bit of my background, grew up in Cali. I had a dream and a vision to be a cowboy, to train horses, to rodeo, and to be just like my Uncle Duncan. He was my hero and my idol, and still to this day is. I wrestled as a kid and had a successful wrestling career, and that led into a rodeo career, high school rodeoed, college rodeoed, and my first year professionally was 2010, led into a 9-year rodeo career where I made the NFR 6 times. Thank you. In 2018, when I had that horse flip over on me, it broke T9 and T10, leaving me paralyzed basically from the belly button down. I've had a lot of life lessons that I've had to learn since then. I don't have a 12-step program on how to handle hardship or tragedy or anything. So as I was pondering on what to talk about, they told me that this year's theme of the convention is Elevate. And I knew what Elevate was to me, but I looked up the definition of Elevate, and the definition of Elevate is to lift something to a higher position. Some of these details that I'm going to share, some of my story, is going to have a hard time resonating with those that are mediocre or that want to stay mediocre. My hope for this message or for my story or where I'm at in this journey is to leave you with a couple nuggets that when life hands you a hardship, a trial, a struggle, or anything, maybe give you something to remember, to lean into, to help dig you out of those holes. Because one thing about my story is I've had to elevate out of some dark holes. I was at the pinnacle of my career, chasing my dreams, desires, and passions when the wreck happened. I went from a successful rodeo rock star chasing gold buckles to not knowing what tomorrow would look like. My wife had just told me she was pregnant, expecting our first child, and 3 weeks later I was in a wheelchair in a rehab hospital. So I had all the fears, all the doubts, all the wonders of if I could, what would be reality, and what life would look like going forward, right? So it was real easy in the rehab hospitals. You woke up, tried to get out of the wheelchair, ate, tried to get out of the wheelchair again, ate again, went to sleep, and repeated. I did a month of rehab at Houston and 7 months south of Salt Lake City in Sandy, Utah. As we got closer to having our son, we decided to go home to have him. That's where my journey really got hard. being back home on the ranch and all of that stuff not being the same is when it really got hard for me. I set up a gym, rehab facility there at my house, and I kept in contact with all my therapists, but nothing was the same anymore. It might have looked the same, but it didn't feel the same. I was still getting horseback, still figuring out ways to keep ranching and what the next steps were, but frankly, none of it was the same anymore. And I got to some pretty dark holes. I got to some spots where I wanted to throw the white towel in, and I got to some spots where I didn't know if chasing my true dreams, desires, and passions were even going to be possible. The first thing that I had to learn on how to elevate myself out of some of that was to take a really good look at the people that I was surrounded by. So I just got home from competing in the NRCHA at the World Show. I started down that journey a few years ago riding some cow horses, and I got qualified at the World Show, and this was my third year qualifying to that. So we go down south for a couple months in the winter and train up and go show. And this year I had qualified in the box drive and was the first year that I made a finals, and I ended up 10th in the world. In the rehab hospitals and on this journey, I didn't need to surround myself with the ones that believed in me. I just needed to surround myself with the ones that would hold me accountable to do what I said I was going to do. So for instance, I went to check in for inpatient rehab there in Houston, and the therapist came in there and she said, my job is to get you prepared to be able to go home and live a successful life in a wheelchair. And I looked at her and I told her, I don't want to work with you, because I need to work with a therapist that's going to believe that I can walk again, because I believe I can walk again. So I don't need the one that's going to give me the false hope that I can, but I need to work with the one that's going to challenge me and push me when the days get hard and when I don't feel like it and when I don't want to give the extra rep. I need the one around me that's going to remind me of what dreams and goals that I'm chasing. The cow horse world, that started, I always had a dream of getting in that. I grew up around a bunch of sagebrush buckaroo, bridle horse type cowboys, a lot of good horsemen, and my passion was always learning how to make legit bridle horses. So when I got home, right away I got horseback. I was getting around in the Brandon pens and going on the gathers and figuring out how to continue to ride my horse, but it wasn't the same. I wasn't training and I wasn't chasing my passion of making bridle horses. So I did a podcast with Marcus and Morgan Luttrell in 2020, and at the end of the podcast they asked me what I'd be doing if the wreck hadn't happened, and I told them that in 2014 I went and watched The World's Greatest Horseman. I watched some of the prelims, and my dream was always to go get around as many of those trainers as I could and become the best horseman I could. So when I get walking again, that's what I want to do. It was keeping me frustrated that my colts were standing out in the yard and we were trying to decide who we were going to send them to because I wanted it to be me. And 2 years after that podcast was released, a guy called me and he said, I listened to that podcast. It was random. I didn't know him. He didn't know me. And he said, 90% of my non-pros don't know how to use their legs properly anyways. So if you're willing, I bet we can figure out how to keep you chasing this dream. So that started into us going down there. I made a few trips down there, rolled into showing. For the first time in a long time, I started at the bottom of the totem pole. It had been a long time since I sucked at something, and I knew the amount of work that it was going to take. I knew it was going to take 2 to 3 times as much work as it would be if the situation were normal, but I was willing to give it a try. As some of that started to unfold, I called him up and I asked him, I said, what's reality? I said, if I'm going to buy an expensive horse that I have to sell my kidney to afford. I said I need to see what is reality. What's how much are entry fees? How much can I win? Because I need to set some realistic goals here. And he scratched his head and he said, well, maybe let's not approach it that way. Maybe let's let the colts out of that mare pay for herself, and let's just treat it like a hobby and see how it goes. And that didn't sit very good with me. I went to the prayer closet and I had to do some soul searching and see what the dream was. And the small still voice that I kept hearing was, what was the dream before? And I said, well, shoot, to compete with the world's greatest horseman. He said, well, why is that not still the dream? So I had to call my trainer back and say basically the same thing as I said to that therapist. I said, kind of a shoot for the impossible type of guy. So my dream is to compete at the world's greatest horseman someday. I realize that we're at the bottom of the totem pole, but I know we got our work cut out for us. But I don't need you to believe in me. I just need you to remind me that I believe in myself when the times get hard, and when I'm competing when I'm competing a bunch of grandmas and high school kids and they're kicking my butt. I just need you to remind me that I want to compete at the world's greatest horseman someday. So as that's come along, it's been 3 years of qualifying to the World Show now, and we're slowly chipping up the ladder there. So how to elevate yourself out of some of those dark holes is check who you surround yourself with. It's very important that your group is lifting you up and reminding you of what you're capable of and what you set out to accomplish. Secondly, as I pondered how to elevate, a lot of the stuff I think of my story is going to sound cliche. Your parents have probably told you this. Your teachers have probably told you these things. And someday you'll look back and go, man, they were right. Nothing I do or say today to you can make you elevate yourself to success. At some point, you're going to have to decide that for yourself, and the amount of work that you put in will never cheat you. I set out with the dream and vision to get out of this wheelchair and walk. And as time started to unfold, waking up every single day trying to wiggle your toes to see very minimal results, that started to wear on me. It started to wear on me mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, all the things, right? Life was carrying on, and my biggest goal was to get out of this wheelchair. There came a moment in my journey where I had to relinquish the outcome as defining my success. And what that showed me in the process is there's going to be things in life that are handed to us that we cannot control. I always like to say none of us can control the cards we're dealt in life, but we can all control how we play them. Meaning, really, at the end of the day, the only two things that we can control are our effort and our attitudes. I had to learn right away to be thankful for the little things. I had to learn right away that you better be careful what you're complaining about, because there's somebody out there wishing that they had what you have. I was worried about how I was going to be able to be a good dad, and there was people in my rehab hospitals that had to put pillows in their laps to hold their new kids, or they had brain injuries and they didn't even recognize their family. So always find the little things to be grateful for, and surrender the outcome of what you're shooting for as determining your success. Because once you accomplish that success, the only way to lift yourself to a higher position is to continue chasing the next goal, to continue climbing the next mountain, right? And so you realize that the real victory was in the climb. It was what it took to accomplish that goal. It was the fun that was had. It was the stories that were made. It was the friends that you made. It was the connections that you made that really got you to that success. Those are the things that are truly successful, who you become in the climb. Kobe Bryant said in an interview I watched of him, they asked Kobe, now I was a wrestler, so I wasn't much of a basketball fan, but I sure do like elite athletes. And Kobe, he said, they asked Kobe, how'd you get so good, Kobe? And he said, in my pursuit of perfection, I relinquished perfection as being my success, and I chased excellence. I pursued excellence and greatness every single day. Watching that video, it makes me emotional because there's been a lot of dark days. There's been a lot of hard times. I'd be lying to you if I told you that any day in this wheelchair is easy. But as I watch that, I'm proud because I'm still in the fight. And as life gets handed to you guys, just remember, look around, and if you got breath in your lungs, you're still in the fight. You got something to be thankful for, so keep stepping forward. Lastly, as I was pondering on elevating, how I elevate myself to these things, my wife and I, we launched a 501c3 last fall. I got to a spot where I was kind of plateauing in my rehab, and I was having a hard time digging deep and putting in the extra rep. And I grew up wrestling and rodeoing at a very elite level, and it was never a hard thing to put in the extra rep. It was just who I was. Doing the extra push-up, running the extra mile, doing the hard thing was just what we did, right? It was just who I was and what I did. And I found myself at a spot where I was just doing the bare minimum. And I was having a hard time getting the energy to put in the extra rep. So my wife and I, we launched a 501c3 to be able to help people out in similar situations, because I had a lot of people help me out, and they really impacted my life and changed my life and kept me digging my way out of dark holes. So part of this nonprofit that we're doing, our first fundraiser's in a month, and I called my trainer and I asked him, what do you think about doing a Spartan race? For those that don't know what a Spartan race is, it's basically a grown-up elite obstacle course. So we're getting ready to tackle a 3-mile mountain terrain course with 20 obstacles, rope climbing, monkey bars, have to climb a bunch of walls, all the stuff, okay? None of the course is wheelchair adaptable, so it's all just self-adaptable. I have a crew that's going to go with me and help me get through those obstacles, and we're going to go see if we can't conquer this thing. So as I started to prep and train for this, my son, he has a little jungle gym set out in his yard, or out in our yard, and I've taught him and encouraged him to do the monkey bars. So I climbed up to his monkey bars, and there's 10 rungs that are pretty close together. So I was skipping one, and so I did 5 monkey bars down, turned around and did 5 back, and I was spent. I said, we got some work cut out for us. If I want to climb a rope or be able to do any monkey bars, we better start now. This was in November of last year that this happened, okay? So you saw a little bit in the video clip. That was from about a month ago. And today, currently, I can climb a 20-foot rope. I can climb over the wall. I've went and biked in my chair 5 miles several times. And through the course of that journey, how I've elevated myself is every single day showing up and doing something. When the days got hard, when the days are hard, when I didn't feel like it, when I can probably get it done tomorrow, started to creep in, how I elevated myself to get over some of those obstacles was every single day show up and do something. So I want to close with that. I want to congratulate every single one of you sitting in the stands and in these chairs, because you're doing the little extra effort. You're showing up doing something other than just going to school and getting through to the end of the school year. You're showing up and doing something by putting yourself out there, getting out of your comfort zone, competing on these teams, getting up on this stage and giving your speech or whatever it's doing. I want to congratulate you. and encourage you to continue for the rest of your life to put in that little bit of extra effort and watch what the one step will do, because you never know what these little details in your life will lead you to. So thank you. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. Keep on keeping on. And I'll leave you with this. One of my favorite quotes. This kind of sums up how I try to live my life. I added a little bit to it. So I used to sign my autograph sheets 3 ways. I'd sign it, never quit, don't weaken. And my favorite was, when in doubt, spur your way out. That motto of when in doubt, spur your way out, basically meaning you got 2 choices at the end of the day when your back's against the wall. You can either throw the towel in, give up and quit, or you can dig deep, whip and spur, keep spurring your horse and get out of the bog hole. Life's going to be tough. There's going to be some hardships. There's going to be some struggles along the way, but if you'll dig deep and spur your way out, you'll be amazed at the mountains you can climb. So the quote goes like this, that kind of sums up how I try to live my life. Life is not a journey to the grave to arrive in a well-preserved body, but rather to come skidding it at a halt, thoroughly used up, loudly proclaiming, holy smokes, what a ride. So keep on keeping on, and when in doubt, spur your way out. Thanks for having me.
JR, thank you for showing us what it means to have perseverance and dedication through hard times. Your story has truly touched every single member here, and you are an inspiration. Thank you for showing us what it's like to elevate and to climb that mountain no matter what. As a token of our appreciation, here is this hat. Thank you. I know many of you are ready to leave base camp and recharge after a full day here at convention. Now, we've covered a lot in the last hour and a half, so let's unpack everything.
Tonight, we recognize the very best of Wyoming FFA, from wool judging, range management, and ENR, to Agriscience, Proficiencies, and speaking contests. We also honored those who advance agriculture education through the Honorary State FFA degree, heard impactful reflections from our retiring state officers, and heard a powerful keynote message.
Before we wrap everything up, we want to talk about what's coming your way tomorrow for Session 3. During Session 3, we will celebrate the recognition of a new chapter, show appreciation to school administrators, and honor FFA members earning their state degree. We will also recognize State Star Awards, CDEs and LDEs, and most importantly, end the night off with the dance.
I'd now like to welcome...
Thank you for being here tonight. Get some rest, and good luck to all teams competing.
I'd now like to welcome my fellow state officers to the stage for closing ceremonies.
We are about to adjourn this session. Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any business which should now be transacted?
Please clean up your areas and rearrange your chairs, and we will see you here tomorrow night at 6:45 p.m. for the 3rd general session.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should now come before this session? Seeing none, we are about to adjourn the 2nd general session of the 2026 Wyoming FFA State Convention. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this session adjourned.